Many of you have seen this small and fast Italian tank, which quickly became a meme among War Thunder players and those who are interested in armored vehicles of the Second World War. Although it might seem to you that this tank is a figment of the imagination of brilliant Italian engineers, but this tank has its own deep history and combat use in war. Let's find out together what this tank actually hides inside. Also, at the end of the video, you will be very surprised because this tank is used by one country. L333 is actually a wolf in sheep's clothing. While its diminutive size and unassuming appearance might lead some to underestimate it, the L333 packed a surprising punch. Firepower. Depending on the variant, the L333 could be equipped with a variety of weapons, including machine guns, anti-tank guns, or even a flamethrower. This versatility made it a threat to infantry and lightly armored vehicles. Surprise factor. The L333's small size could be a tactical advantage. It could easily take cover and ambush enemy forces who wouldn't expect such firepower from such a tiny package. The tank weight is only 3.7 tons. The L333 wasn't a product of pure imagination, but rather the offspring of engineering knowledge gleaned from a shrewd Italian purchase. In 1929, they acquired and meticulously studied 4 British Carden-Loyd tankettes. These pint-sized tanks, particularly the Mark VI, were multi-talented budget busters, proving their worth on the battlefield. The Mark VI success story inspired a global wave of similar designs during the interwar period, with nations seeking homegrown alternatives. Italy was no exception, and the British Mark VI became the wellspring for their L333. The first L333 was built in 1933 by Fiat Ansaldo. The original L333 carried a 2-man crew protected by 12 millimeters of welded armor and was armed with a single 6.5 millimeter machine gun. This little Italian Diablo was equipped with an engine from Fiat CV3 4-cylinder water-cooled engine and developed 43 horsepower. Over time, the tank began to be modified. The tank has several important modifications. Let's talk about them in more detail. The L333 Controcaro, it means anti-tank. A small number of L333s with their 6.5mm machine guns were replaced by a Fucile Controcari S, 20mm anti-tank gun, creating an ad hoc tank destroyer platform. Originally, it was a Swiss-made anti-tank rifle. It was adopted by the Royal Italian Army in 1940, when a first batch was bought from Switzerland, initially known as Carabina S. From 1942, it was designated as Fucile Anticaro S. Arriving too late to see action in Libya before the Axis retreat of the area, they take only limited action in Tunisia in late 1942. This modification of the tank you can see in the War Thunder game. The L3 Lancia Fiamme wasn't just a cute tankette. It could also transform into a fearsome flamethrower. This modification, based on the L3 chassis, swapped out one of its machine guns for a menacing flamethrower nozzle. The fiery fuel wasn't stored on the L3 itself, but in a separate armored trailer it towed behind. This fiery duo weighed a combined 3.7 tons, with the trailer carrying a respectable 500 liters of flammable fury. However, don't be fooled by the flames. The L3 Lancia Fiamme wasn't exactly a walking inferno. Its range was limited to a mere 40 meters, and those 500 liters of fuel only translated to a burning rampage of about 2 to 3 minutes. While short-lived, this fiery blast could still be a psychological weapon, striking fear into enemy hearts. Despite its limitations, the L3 Lancia Fiamme saw action in North Africa, the scorching heat mirroring the flames it spat. It even faced off against the Soviets on other fronts. These flamethrowers were a testament to Italy's attempt to adapt their existing technology, even if the fiery effect wasn't as long-lasting as they might have hoped. Now let's turn the spotlight to the L335 modification. This wasn't just a minor upgrade. The L335 represented a more refined and, dare we say, slightly feistier iteration of the original design. Here's what made the L335 stand out. At first, the L333's single machine gun was swapped for a pair of 8mm beauties, most commonly the Fiat Mod 35 or Breda Mod 38. This doubled the firepower, making it a more potent threat to enemy infantry. Also, the L335 saw a shift from riveted armor plates to bolted ones. This might seem like a minor detail, but it streamlined production, allowing for faster churn-out of these little tanks. However, the L335 wasn't a complete overhaul. It retained the L333's core strengths: agility, affordability, and ease of production. This combination made it a popular export, finding homes in the arsenals of countries like Hungary, Germany, and even Venezuela. Despite its improvements, the L335, like its predecessor, eventually faced the limitations of its design. The light armor couldn't withstand the firepower of more advanced tanks emerging in World War II. However, the L335 wasn't without its historical significance. It served as a valuable training tool for tank crews and played a role in early Italian colonial campaigns. The L333 and L335, though ultimately outclassed, offer a fascinating glimpse into early tank design and the adaptations nations made during the interwar period. Even though this tank may not seem like a formidable weapon to you, here I have listed all the countries that bought them and used them in their armaments. And like I said at the beginning of the video, there is one country that still uses it in their military, and that's Afghanistan. This photo was taken in 2022. The amazing fact is that they still use vehicles from museums and old 20th century warehouses. That was the history of the L333 tank. I hope this video was informative for you. Let me know your opinion about this tank in the comments. Also, you can support my channel by buying a coffee, link in the description. Thanks for watching. Have a nice day.